Hey guys, today we're gonna make this sign, and it's not gonna be the usual video. We're gonna talk about how we make this cell.
A few months ago, we made a video about sales specifically, and we even gave you some tips about how you should take pictures of a final product like this one, so that way you grab the attention of your customer and make some sales. But perhaps the most powerful tip that I gave you guys was how you can make sales when you go to your favorite restaurant or to any restaurant and offer them your services, like this one for example, or this other project which was a huge one, and we have done 3 restaurants from this company, and we also did it by walking in and offering our services. We even showed you this episode a few years ago. So in this episode, I decided to take that challenge again, go out and offer my services again. So I walked in and asked for the manager and offered him my decal services, and he said yes a few hours later. I have the full recording, so if you are a member in any of our memberships in this channel, you can watch the entire video and just look for this episode on your dashboard. But this is not all. We have a possible lead on a second location, because that same day I went to 2 different restaurants. So stay tuned for episode 2 for all the members. Episode 1 is ready for you to watch. So the idea is for me to go out with the hidden microphone and test my selling skills. I will try to get better, because to be honest with you guys, I was really nervous, and even the manager noticed it. This series for our members will be called Learn How to Sell Decals by RDI, because all restaurants will be unique and different, and I will experience different experiences and challenges. So stay tuned for more episodes.
Okay, so here's the design. So far, this is the first deal that we have ready to go. The guy gave me the go ahead and do it. And this is the restaurant called El Toro, or the Bull in English. And this is the sign that we're gonna do. This is the sample that I sent the customer. He approved. He only changed some stuff from the hours that I found on Google, but he gave me the most recent hours for his restaurant. And the measurements that I took on the door was 30 inches, which is the same that I get on the software. So this is how I know it's gonna look very similar once we apply it on the door, on the glass door. And here I have my sign ready to be sent to my cutter, and I added the weeding boxes manually because I'm going to try to get it as big as I can. Since our machine is 24 inches, I did it this way, so that way I try to get it as big as I can. And as I mentioned, for this project, we're gonna use the 24-inch vinyl roll, and it is the Oracle 651. And the transfer we're gonna use, I believe, the R-Tape Clear Choice AT75. Here's the machine. The cutting plotter, or the vinyl cutter, is the Graphtec CE6060. Now, first step, of course, turn it on, plug it to the computer. Now I'm going to align this. Even though this sign measures around 23.8 by 31 inches, I think. It's not that big, but we still recommend that you guys always follow this step. Align your vinyl, because you never know. So now you're gonna check here if it's how straight it is. We're gonna click 1 for scan. And if it moves a lot, then we're gonna try again. I think we're good to go. All right, now we are on Cutting Master 3, which is the software that comes with the Graphtec. And we're checking the settings, and we're gonna do offset 0, speed 38, acceleration 1, and cut force at 16. So let's see what happens. But first, let me see, 1 copy, yes, okay. Always gotta double check. And see, like I said, it's not a huge decal, but it's always recommended that you guys follow that step. Always align your vinyl properly. By the way, guys, if you're liking this video, we really appreciate if you smash that like. Also, if you can help us, or if you want to get something like a squeegee or something, the links will be below from chocolates for your wife or for your lover. I'm just kidding. All the links will be below. Also, let me talk a little bit about our investment. So, like I said, this place is like 5 minutes away from here. So I calculated around $7 for our investment, plus maybe $3 for the gas, because like I said, it's really not that far from here. But I'm still making like $40. I could charge more. I just wanted to show you guys the potential that you guys can make sales if you go out and look for sales. You don't just stay home and hope for people to come to you. It's not always going to be like that. You can sometimes do that too. But also, this person, as you are watching here on the text, he asked me for uniforms, and so there's another potential for another sale there. So you never know. You can offer also those services to that very same person. All right, I'm gonna start weeding out, and I'm going to focus on one section. All right, now let's do the upper section. Now, as I explained in other videos, one of the reasons why people also are hooked on the idea of having a decal sign like this on their door is a QR code. And this QR code I also provided to the customer. I also gonna give credit to this idea. This is why people like having, this is an online menu. So that's one of the reasons they also like the idea about this sign. And this is how the sign looks like. Now the next step is to apply the transfer. And again, we're gonna use the R-Tape Clear Choice AT75. So it is a new day and we're about to head out. We have the pieces of tape ready, and now we're gonna apply the transfer because we're about to take off in a few minutes. So I will secure in the decal, and we're gonna do this manually. If you guys don't have enough help like we do, we recommend that you guys get your application rollers that you are watching here. This will help you apply your own transfer on your decal, and if you own a Cameo, it can also help you to align it with your vinyl cutter. All right, now we're about to do this. Even though we have experience doing this, but we always try to be careful.
All the links for all the materials, you can find it on the first comment. We appreciate your support.
Okay, so we talked to the guy, he's here. The first thing we're gonna do is remove that sign, and there's the sign. So we're gonna have to use some of the goof off. All right, I got some goof off here. So we're gonna remove this first. We're gonna be very careful not to damage the door. We want to be very careful. I don't know if he wants it here, but we're gonna place it here for a second. Oh, we might need like a spatula or something because there's some kind of foam. Okay, we're gonna apply some of this goof off. We're gonna let it do its job for a little bit.
Good thing we came prepared, but this wasn't as bad as it looks.
All right, Saul now is gonna apply some rapid tag to get rid of all the goof off that we apply. We always do that. Plus it's really hot, so that's gonna work. All right, we have the decal where we want it. Now we're gonna put pieces of tape in the middle, and you know the deal.
Now, notice that the decal was starting to get wrinkles and it was hard to remove from the paper. This happens when the weather starts taking an effect on the decal, and it was our mistake because instead of keeping it in the car in the shade, we had it with us all the time. That is why it's a bad idea to have it next to you. You should keep it where there's some shade to avoid this happening to you. But no big deal. It was not that difficult. And this was a quick job for easy money.
So we just finished applying, and here's an extra thing we're gonna do. He wanted to see some samples of the shirts. So we might make extra money here.
So remember, even if you think it wasn't enough, we could probably charge more. But the best reward was that he promised to give my phone number to the manager on another location. So the same phenomenon is happening to us as it did before with other restaurants. We might get more deals with the same company. That is how you make money and stay busy. Don't forget that. And if you want to watch how I sealed this deal and watch my selling skills, don't forget that the video is there for all of our members. As always, we appreciate your support. Thank you so much. We will see you pretty soon.